Bonjour classe, aujourd'hui on va parler de chapitre 10, les vêtements. En spécifique, on va parler de chapitre 10.1. Dans chapitre 10.1, on va parler de asking for and giving advice. Donc, on va commencer avec les vêtements masculins, de masculine clothing. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. En pool, en short, en legging, en sweatshirt, en chemisier, en masque, en jean et en pantalon. Excellent. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. En blouson, en chapeau, en manteau, en pantalon de jogging, en cardigan, en nœud papillon et en maillot de bain. Excellent. Next, les bijoux, jewelry. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Une bague, un bracelet, les boucles d'oreilles, un collier. Next are feminine clothing. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Une jupe, une montre, une robe et une ceinture. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Une chemise, une écharpe, une veste, une cravate, une casquette. And then we're going to talk about some feminine clothing that are often plural. We're talking about more than one of them. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Les chaussettes, les lunettes de soleil, les baskets, les sandales, les bottes, and then for shoes in general, répétez-moi les chaussures. Excellent. All right, just a couple more vocabulary expressions. A pair of something, répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Une paire de. To say something is floral or flowered, répétez-moi à fleur. To say that something is striped, répétez-moi à rayures. And then to say that something is in style, we have two different ways. Répétez-moi, c'est chic. C'est à la mode. Excellent. All right, so remember your colors. Remember that they agree in gender and a number with the noun that they modify. We're going to be reusing a lot of our colors in this etap. So remember that for these adjectives, if it already ends in an E, we don't double the E. If it already ends in an S, we don't double the S. These two, orange and marron, never ever change. And then these two are irregular. For blanc, we have, instead of just adding an E, we add an HE. And for violet, we have to add a TE. Excellent. So for asking for advice on what to wear, this is on the back side of the first page of your notes. Asking advice and giving advice. I don't know what to wear to. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Je ne sais pas quoi mettre pour la boum, le match, un restaurant élégant, faire du patin à glace. So I don't know what to wear to the party. I don't know what to wear to the game. I don't know what to wear to a fancy restaurant. I don't know what to wear to ice skate. Next, we have what do I wear? Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Qu'est-ce que je mets pour la danse, faire du ski, la plage, le pique-nique au parc? Excellent. To give advice, we have 4 different ways to command somebody to wear something. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Mais, mettez, porte, portez. To say that you should wear something. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Tu devrais mettre. Tu devrais porter. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Pourquoi tu ne mets pas? Pourquoi tu ne portes pas? And then last, but certainly not least, an oldie but a goodie. Pourquoi pas? Excellent. All right, so we're going to be dealing with a new irregular verb, which is mettre. We saw that in our vocabulary. Mettre means to put on. It also means to put, to place, to set something. This is irregular, so don't confuse this with RE verbs, which we're going to be talking about in just a moment. Even though it ends in an RE, just like prendre, this is not an RE verb, this is an irregular verb. And it conjugates like this. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Je mets. Again, not pronouncing this T or the S, the last 2 consonants. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Tu mets. Il, elle, on met. Nous mettons. Vous mettez. Il met. Excellent. Donc, il met une montre tous les jours. And elle met un livre sur le pupitre. There is a mettre song and a mettre lesson up there for you as well if you want to go watch that. So, it is irregular in the present tense. It also has an irregular past participle. So again, mettre means to put, to place, to set, or to put on. So here it is in the present tense, which we just talked about. And then for the passé composé, it uses avoir, like we just talked about in chapter 9. But again, this is another irregular past participle. So in chapter 9, we talked about 4 irregular past participles, prendre, voir, faire, and lire. This is now our 5th. Mettre, the past participle, is mis. So avoir conjugated in the present tense plus your past participle mis. J'ai mis, tu as mis, ils, elles ont mis, nous avons mis, vous avez mis, ils, elles ont mis. Excellent. We're going to review, this is now on the next page. We're going to review ER verbs again with our verb porter, which means to wear. So we have mettre and we have porter. Mettre means to put on, porter means to wear. Je porte, tu portes, il, elle en porte. Nous portons, vous portez, il, elle porte. So again, E-E-S-E, O-N-S, E-Z-E-N-T. Monsieur Diane porte souvent une cravate. I usually do, not today. Il porte des pôles de Noël. They're wearing some Christmas sweaters. Excellent. So again, just like we did with mettre, here it is au présent and au passé composé. Au présent, just went over that again. Take that ER off of the infinitive. Add your endings E-E-S-E, O-N-S, E-Z-E-N-T. S, S, O-N-S, O-N-S. Hooray! For the passé composé, avoir plus your past participle. Again, ER verbs, take that ER off of the infinitive, add an E with an accent aigu. J'ai porté, tu as porté, ils, elles ont apporté. Nous avons porté, vous avez porté, ils, elles ont porté. All right, now we're going to talk about RE verbs. So remember, we talked a little bit about this in chapter 9 with our past participles. In French, we have 3 main classes of verbs and then all of our irregulars. So we have ER verbs, IR verbs, RE verbs, and then all of the irregular verbs. We spend a majority of French 1 talking about ER verbs because they are by far the biggest set of verbs. A lot, and a lot of verbs in French are ER verbs, and they're pretty easy. RE verbs are the next biggest section, so let's talk about RE verbs. Dans le présent. Au présent, désolé, au présent. To conjugate RE verbs in the present tense, you take the RE from the infinitive, take that off, and then you add your memorized endings. Same rules that we had for ER verbs, except our memorized endings are a little bit different here. So our example is vendre, and vendre means to sell. So we add our endings, S, nothing, ONS, OZ, and we have a chant that goes along with that. We will go over that in class, but it's SS, rien, which means nothing, SS, rien, ONS, OZ. And again, remember that the present tense has 3 different translations into English. I sell, I am selling, I do sell. To talk a little bit about a couple of RE verbs that you need to know. Vendre, again, means to sell. Attendre means to wait for. Entendre means to hear. Répondre, which we've seen before, it means to respond. Perdre means to lose. And rendre means to give something back, or to give back. So again, SS, rien, ONS, OZ. Excellent. RE verbs au passé composé. Again, we've already talked about RE verbs in the passé composé. This should just be review. Conjugate avoir in the present tense, and then add your past participle. To find the past participle for RE verbs, we take that RE off of the infinitive, and we add a U. Again, our example is to, that's wrong, not to buy. That should be to sell. Zoot, I'll have to change that. Vendre means to sell. J'ai vendu, tu as vendu, il, elle, on a vendu. Nous avons vendu, vous avez vendu, il, elle, ont vendu. Do not confuse RE verbs with prendre or mettre. We talked about mettre earlier in this video lesson. These are both irregular. Although they end in an RE, they are not RE verbs. Prendre and mettre are irregular. So to review prendre with you for just a moment, je prends, tu prends, il, elle, on prend. Nous prenons, vous prenez, il, elle prennent. And I gave you this side follows the rules, but this side the regular RE verb rules, but this side here does not. And I gave you why it does not follow the rule. That is all that I have for you today. Au revoir.